All right, I have a message to all of our liberal friends.
Yeah.
Who sometimes watch and listen to this show.
And they are friends.
And they are friends.
Yes.
But since you are the liberals who listen to this show, I'd like you to send a message to your fellow liberals out there. It's not a long message, but here it is. Please stop trying to murder our president.
It would be nice.
Okay. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I say. Okay? It would be nice. Right? This near assassination is really something. I want to talk about a part of this. You know, you've probably heard about everything about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and we will talk a little bit more about it.
Right.
The natural ramifications such as, the people trying to blame both sides, and no, there's more political violence on the right, and so maybe even Trump started it for all I know. That's their reaction on this thing. So here's the thing. I'm thinking of the parents of this guy. What was his name? Cole something?
I even forgot. That's how long it's been.
Yeah. Whatever. We'll call him Cole. Okay.
Cole.
So I'm thinking about his parents.
Yeah.
Not like, wow, are they embarrassed to? No, I'm thinking about the money that they spent on this guy.
Yes.
This guy went to Cal effing Tech.
Yeah.
All right. It's like MIT of the West. And not only that, but they probably spent a lot of money on tutors for him and all the schooling that he had before. Maybe he went to a private school. I don't know.
Right.
They made sure that he had all his extracurriculars online. Maybe he did robotics, in high school.
Yeah.
He's an engineer.
Right.
Maybe he was good in sports. Maybe he was president of the class. And they went on cheering him for his, class play and the sports, like I said, all those things that they attended for him.
Yeah. And
now, poof, their son will be going to prison, perhaps for the rest of his life. Okay?
Yeah.
Thanks, Cole.
Yeah.
You just wasted all of our money.
Right.
Like, they're slapping their foreheads.
Yeah.
Saying, what was the point of this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a form of suicide.
Yeah.
When you think about it, right?
Oh yeah.
Didn't kill himself, of course, but it's worse in a way. Like if a guy just kills himself because he's depressed, something happened in his life, he broke up with his girlfriend, it's terrible. It'd be shocking.
Right.
But this guy does something so stupid, so deranged, that's how he responds to it. And now he's basically he's going to be living in infamy.
Yeah.
His parents will not just be the parents of a kid who killed himself. He'll be they'll be the parents of a kid who tried to kill the president.
Yeah.
Forever living in infamy.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah.
No empathy for them. More like tremendous shame.
Yeah.
That's what I feel for these guys. Like, all that money wasted. Like,
and visiting him in federal prison, like that. It takes like 3-4 hours. Like the waiting, the searches, and they're not
just
gentle.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just
no.
Yeah.
And there's so many stories that are coming out, and the SPLC story, for example. I spoke a little bit about that last week, but I want to say, and I want to come clean here, everyone. I want to make this very clear to everyone. I did not myself get any money from the SPLC.
Not you.
No, not me.
Yeah.
And I got to say, a part of me feels a little left out.
Right.
I mean, was there an application I should have filled out?
What is the vetting process?
Did I miss the deadline? I tell you, Devin, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if I said something on this podcast, such like, I don't know, white people are the best.
Right.
Or something like that, then SPLC would have thrown me a lot of money. Who knows? Or well, coulda, woulda, I suppose, right? Maybe you have to do it multiple times, in order for them to really believe you.
Right. Or do you think they discriminated against you because of your religion?
I think so.
Which, again, should be a lawsuit where it's like, I could have taken the money to do white supremacy.
Why do you give only to the KKK?
Yeah.
And to the American Nazi Party? How come other, groups that you claim to be hate entities? Why not give to PragerU?
La Raza.
Because they consider PragerU a hate group.
Right.
And they considered, I think Stand With Us and American Freedom Alliance Those are all hate groups according to
Stand
the
With
SPLC.
Us was too?
Who knows?
Wow.
Well, because they're pro-Israel,
Oh, okay.
Therefore, they must be hate and genocidal too. Nuts.
Yeah.
So if they get, they can sue.
Yeah, because that is discrimination.
And I'm a lawyer because I know these things.
Yeah.
Right.
I definitely want to see that lawsuit.
Yes. And then when it does come,
Yeah.
You'll be saying exactly what you said to me when they finally announced the release of The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yes.
It's about time.
About time. It's been like, what, 10 years or something? 20 years?
I don't know. I couldn't care less. You're the kind of guy that loves that crap. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Everyone is very upset, of course, about the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
And, of course, everyone right away is saying how upset that the would-be assassin failed, right? So take a listen to this. It's like a screenplay. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's play it. and everyone goes on TikTok, of course. And naturally, there are all of those again. But these could be refreshed from the previous attempts against Trump's life. Anyway, check it out.
Today was like this close to being the best day ever.
Why can none of you aim across a grassy knoll in the back of a moving car? We were real Americans. Stop pulling the trigger unless you have the shot.
Okay, that one I really. Yeah, she's like Old Man Simpson in The Simpsons saying, "Back in my day, when you wanted to kill a president, you got it done." I mean, really, it's very funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on.
Hear about another attempt unless it was fucking successful. Keep that shit off my timeline until there's success in the air.
When it does finally happen, I think that is actually going to be the day where the majority of Americans take the day off and literally celebrate.
I know we all wanted it to happen a long time ago. 10 years ago would have been nice. But consider this. It's going to happen when it's nice out. It's going to happen when it's nice out.
Into that White House, you had one mother job. One job. You had one job. You let the country down.
Why can't they get this right? Why can't they get this right? Try and try, and hopefully we'll succeed. Get it right. Get it done right.
God damn it, they missed again. Who doing the fucking shoot? My mother. That pissed me off again.
It's coming. We're all gonna wake up one morning and roll over and grab our phones, and that headline's gonna be right there. It's gonna happen. And I can't fucking wait. It's going to be glorious.
So that was really interesting. First, I want to remark on something. The first thing I noticed after the first four of them, I guess, was that they were all women.
Yeah.
What's up with that? I mean, and by the way, this compilation was from a guy named Jay Dillon, and he seems to compile it together.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I'm sure that there are men out there that are equally crazy and such, but it seems so much easier to find a posting from a woman who's crazy like this. What's going on?
Yeah, I think that's just what it is, that they're kind of, something's not right with them. And they're just
that goes
like,
without saying,
yeah.
but why women?
Yeah.
Why are there more women seeming to be comfortable going on TikTok and they've just got a vent? Is it an emotional thing? What's happening?
I think women are just made to make everything. They just want to destroy the person. Where if you have guys, it's sportsmanship. And no matter how hard the battle, how high the stakes, guys are going to be friends after. They're going to joke about each other after. They can see each other 20 years from now. I know women who have enemies from like 7th grade that they still hate. And you could see it on their face how much they hate them. If I saw anybody from 7th grade, I'd be like, yo, what's up? How's everything going? Like, no matter how bad we were.
This has been the Devin Goodman podcast. Okay, look, your theory is interesting to me. I think another theory is that women feel like this need to vent sometimes, and men will just let it go. They'll be angry, but I don't think the men will take it personally. This group of women, just speaking about the one, there are many more, by the way, seem to have taken it very personally.
Yeah.
That they want, they're so angry at Trump. And it just like, for example, I mean, the very last, they're all nut jobs in their own way. But the second to last one, I think it was a black woman, and she really, I mean, she was just so miffed.
Yeah.
As if it was just a hot mic situation for her.
Right.
She was filming herself, of course, but it was like really well acted. If she didn't really feel it, I mean, I think she really felt it. Then it was great acting on her part.
Yeah.
But man, she was pissed.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Look, this is your world. It's a crazy world. You're TDS people. You got to let it go.
Yeah.
I just talked to a friend of mine, and he was very angry about something in the past, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And it was something that, I'm not talking about something like childhood trauma, that sort of thing that everyone's thinking about right now. I'm talking about something more concrete than that, something that he should have gotten over. And I'll just use the name Bob.
Okay.
And Bobby, you got to get over it.
Yeah.
You're done with this. Okay, just write it down. Express if you like, then crumple it up and throw it away. Okay,
put it in a little bottle.
Just you're done. And in fact, that's the only answer.
Yeah,
because you cannot. And the person that he's angry with is dead, or the whole thing is not healthy for him.
No,
you're not going to resolve it just by continually being angry. And that's the same thing with these people.
Yeah,
they their whole lives are animated against Trump.
Yeah. So
it's more of a study about these people. Now, this is the third assassination attempt that Trump has had to deal with as a candidate and now as president, and I think there's been a couple of more in the previous tenure, and even in between. These people really hate him.
Yeah.
My theory, and I think your theory also, is they hate him precisely because he's so effective.
Right.
Precisely because he calls them out for the liars that they are.
Yeah.
For the crimes that they indeed are committing themselves. So I think there's something to that. Because when you actually ask them why they are so animated, you can see, hey, I see that you are very angry. Tell me why. And why about Trump? And they'll say, because he's a fascist. Okay, but tell me how is he a fascist? Tell me. He wants to be a king. Okay, tell me. He's a racist. Okay, tell me.
Yeah.
How? Give me concrete examples, because you are letting him be the center sun of your solar system.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a fantastic metaphor. He is the sun to your solar system.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if you want that.
No.
You'll tell. He'll respond by saying, "No, I do other things." No, but no, not really.
Yeah.
If you go on and do a TikTok post or Facebook, whatever, like the ones we heard, he is the center of your solar system.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
And I pity you, because it means you have no life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of people have no lives. They've not been given any meaning. I think the godlessness aspect of this, people who have no God,
right,
very much would be people who do what you're hearing now. It's a very consistent behavior.
Oh yeah.
So, and to that end, that actually kind of dovetails very nicely to our theme today.
Nice.
And the theme is basically one of stealing morality. As you know, I'm writing my book, Atheism Steals.
Yeah.
It's going to come out in a couple of months. Very excited about it. And one of the subjects has been, and this link that I'm about to play, is really emblematic of a lot of the younger people today, younger generation. And they feel like stealing is okay. Because, big corporations steal from you, so it's okay if you steal back.
Right.
And they can absorb the costs and things like that. There's a whole bunch of rationalization going on.
Yeah.
Very bizarre. But they're also very picky about their particular kind of, how should we say, their particular fondness for stealing.
Yeah.
Like steal in some circumstances, another time not.
Yeah.
Okay? It's an art form for them. So take a listen. This is from Hassan Piker.
Oh, that
He's
guy's a
on
horrible
the
monster.
interview called The Opinions with the New York Times. So
Yeah.
we're going to play it. Check it out.
I'm proposing a new term, micro-looting.
I started going into the grocery store, I would pick up the thing that I wanted, and then I would go.
It's a survival technique. Gotta eat to live, gotta steal to eat.
You're paying for that, right?
No, babe, food is a human right.
People are taking small things from big corporations, and they're feeling justified.
Like, look, everyone's shoplifting from Whole Foods when you're shopping there.
You're not gonna steal from a deli like that. But Whole Foods, fuck Whole Foods. Fuck Bezos, fuck Amazon, all that.
We should be rioting, but we're tired, so I'm gonna take these bagels.
But is it a slippery slope? What's going on with our moral code? To find out, I'm talking to political commentator Hassan Piker and New Yorker writer Gia Tolentino. Thank you both so much for being here with me today to talk about this. Hi, Gia.
Hi.
Hi, Hassan.
Hi.
I want to start with a little exercise just about our own morals. Would you share your Netflix password?
I do.
I also do. Well,
With anyone.
For the longest time, I actually had someone else's Netflix password. That was my primary access to Netflix.
And now you share your own?
Yeah.
Would you get around a paywall on an article you're trying to read?
Do it every day on my stream.
Yes,
Every
and
day.
I support it when people do it for my own work. I say, go off. Use the Wayback Machine.
Would you pirate music from an indie band?
Is it 2005 and I'm using LimeWire? Because yes.
I feel like every millennial has at some point done this.
I feel like fundamentally Spotify is kind of like deleterious to the musician livelihood, and I use that. But then I go to the shows.
I'm pro piracy all the way, like across the board. Would you pirate a car? Yes. If you could, if one could
pirate a car,
it was just a classic thing back in the day. The government funded anti-piracy initiatives would be like, dude, would you steal a car? I'm like, yeah, sure. If I could get away with it, if it was as easy as pirating IP, I would do it. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of other things that they ask hypothetically. Would you dine and dash and things like that?
Yeah.
And each one of these is very interesting because they pretend to be selective.
Yeah.
They will steal from Whole Foods because it's a big corporation,
Right.
but they won't steal from a mom and pop diner. Okay.
Yeah.
They will steal from a big big music company, but they won't steal from an indie band supposedly. And then they mentioned something about Spotify, that it's deleterious to the music industry. Well, no, you're not pirating from them because you're paying a monthly fee,
Right.
and that's the arrangement. And the musicians, sign on to that. So everyone's agreeing to this. This is a contractual relationship you have. We're on Spotify, for that matter, as well as iTunes and otherwise. And I'm fine with that.
Right.
So it's a give and take there. What's your point? And then he says this thing about stealing IP.
Yeah.
So he doesn't seem to be nuanced about that. IP is a very serious issue. The whole reason why we have so many great things in America is because of IP.
Right.
Especially in the electronic age that we have. It's very important to be able to preserve that. People will not produce it. They feel that it would be stolen all the time. But he's nuanced.
Yeah.
He's okay with that. Or is he? I don't know. It seems like Piker, at least, between the two of them, seems willing to steal just about anything. But then he wants you to feel really good about himself, about him.
Yeah.
When the dine and dash thing.
Yeah.
So he says, well, I wouldn't dine and dash, but if I saw somebody else do it, I would pay their meal.
Oh.
Like, I call BS on that.
Yeah.
I mean, he just wants to make himself look really good on this.
Right.
Why? Why would he do that?
Yeah.
Why would he bother?
Yeah.
And he didn't make any distinction there, right? I mean, if he was Cheesecake Factory, would he do the dine and dash thing? Would he pay for to the waiter?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Or that's corporate versus mom and pop, so there might be a distinguished, like the local bodega you can't steal from, but you can steal from somebody with 3 restaurants.
Such a good point.
Yeah.
Such a good point. So the point I'm trying to make is that these guys are trying to show that they're so nuanced about this. Yeah, they're stealing is sometimes good. Yeah. Micro-looting. And you saw that the previous for those who are just listening, there were clips of people in stores just, stealing things right and left. And they're okay with that.
Right.
Dude, it's my right. I've got to eat. Like, well, yeah, but somebody produced that food and worked for that food, and now you're just going to steal from them. They're like, you have a right to steal from them. It's like socialized medicine.
Yeah.
You have a right to medical services. Well, yeah, but the doctor doesn't have to provide you those services unless you enslave him.
Right.
Right. And in that case, I guess you're forcing him to do medical services.
Yeah.
These people don't think things through, but it's more the entitlement aspect of it. And they certainly have no sense of God. If they have a sense of God, they would say stealing is stealing.
Yeah.
I mean, how much work do you have to do to, constantly say, well, I'll steal in this case, but not in this case.
Yeah.
What if you do go to a mom and pop store and you see the same, I think it was lemons or avocados that the guy was stealing.
Yeah.
And you see the same, there are avocados there too. And he decides, I'm gonna steal here.
Right.
Will he feel bad if he steals from them, but not from Whole Foods?
Yeah.
Whole Foods have a whole bunch of employees that depend on people paying for their food.
Right.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
But you're special. And everyone who steals from them sees themselves only as one person stealing. It's no big deal. It's only 4 avocados.
Right.
It's not going to close down Whole Foods. But if everyone did it, you'd have an empty store.
Yeah.
At least you'd be running out of avocados very quickly.
Right.
But why not steal the Cheerios box? Why not steal the soy milk? Why not steal the poultry?
The cash register.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And you can always tell yourself, these people, the Whole Foods, make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Maybe the reason why they make a lot of money is because they're efficient and they get things done. They've grown over decades so that they can actually reduce prices for you, the consumer.
Yeah.
But now by your stealing it, we have to raise the prices. Schmucks.
Right.
But this is the mentality of the atheist. Now, I in my own book, Atheism Steals, I get a little personal.
Yeah.
And I say, this is part of the reason why I left atheism. I saw this darkness creep into me. It's like that, I don't know if you ever saw Spider-Man. One of the Spider-Man movies, he was to wear a special outfit that would make him stronger and be able to jump higher than he usually did.
Right.
And he was very tempted by it. So he tried it once. And what he didn't realize was that there was a bargain going on and it controlled him.
Oh.
And it made him do evil things as well.
Right.
And that's the way I felt about atheism. Atheism was kind of like that bizarre Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah.
That made you feel more powerful, but in a sense it was controlling you. It created a darkness within you. And I saw it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want any part of it. So any opportunity for an escape from it, I took it.
Right.
So I often say I discovered free will and consciousness, which is true. But I was very happy to discover free will. I was looking for an excuse to say, okay, I don't believe in atheism anymore. I believe in God.
Right.
And thank God for that.
Yeah.
Thank God I had the reasoning and capacity to do that. But these people remind me of me.
Yeah.
When I was much younger.
And what I love about what you just said is that darkness, because what I immediately went to, because I'm a nut, is like, okay, and I've been in places where like you're working somewhere and somebody steals something and you do feel that darkness.
Yes.
And having a child witness somebody stealing something, for me, that like, it really is worse than just stealing something. You're ruining somebody's innocence. You're messing with somebody's, like, I work here, everybody obeys the rules. Nope, it's way more dangerous than it is. And if that crime's possible here, there are more crimes that are absolutely possible that I could witness.
Yes. Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah.
And you're basically modeling for these young kids.
Yeah.
When you see other young people who, don't look like they're criminals, but they look like ordinary people, and they're stealing, you think to yourself, why am I not stealing? Why do they get to steal, Daddy, and we can't? Because we don't think it's right, son. That doesn't. It messes up everything that they understand of the world.
Yeah.
How do you explain that to a kid? That's a great point.
Yeah.
This has been the Devin Good. But really, how do you explain that to? I mean, they don't. It's another example of the things they don't think through. If there's a kid there, would they say, "Oh, I'm not going to steal in front of this kid"?
They would never ask that question.
I don't.
But that is a good question. Yeah.
Well, that's your point. I think it's a great one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to share with you a very strange podcast I saw. I just stumbled onto it, and I sometimes listen to this guy. His name is Tim Dillon.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim Dillon.
Yeah. Okay. He's a smart guy. He's very funny at times. Although I think he's getting more I don't know, political and a little bit more social, kind of a little too dark for me.
Right.
And this case is another example of it. So he's talking about Ibogaine. Have you heard about this? It's a new drug.
Okay.
And the essence of it is that it allows you to erase some of your very problematic worries and guilt. It basically erases guilt.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want you to hear how this interview goes and tell me what you think. It's going to be hopefully not too long, but I think I've timed it just well. Check it out.
How has Ibogaine helped you with all of the things that you went through?
Well, since taking Ibogaine about a week and a half ago, I experienced a total liberation from any sort of judgment I had on the situations I was put in, the situations I was there for. For example, there was a moment in Iraq where we had gotten personal intel that one of our enemies attacking our Humvees had a location nearby, and when we arrived, we couldn't find the suspect, but his family had occupied this tent area. And in order to get him out of hiding, we decided that perhaps, a little bit of coaxing with the family would help. So intuitively, I knew the screams of his children would elicit more than the screams of his wife.
Okay, I want to stop it right there.
Yeah.
Because obviously this guy is a psychopath, right? It's not as if he stumbled upon a killing that somebody else was doing.
Right.
Okay. He's going in there with a specific intent. He's telling you ahead of time, I decided I'm going to try to make the kids scream.
Yeah.
And that would be effective in getting the bad guy, whoever that might be. So already we're dealing with a weirdo. I mean, a psychopath, truly.
That's not good.
And Tim Dillon, I don't think he realizes it.
Yeah.
And instead he's like supporting him. I says, of course you got to do that. Of course. Maybe it's a big acting job, maybe just trying to draw it out of him, but he doesn't say it later on in the podcast, as far as I can tell. But it gets worse.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay, so check out as it continues.
Of course.
Yes. So I began choking his wife, and I choked her for around 8 to 10 minutes, and long after the point of death, as we call it. And
off the floor, just...
I started off the floor, and as her body slowly sank into the puddle it became.
Okay, of course.
And those were the moments that would really keep me up at night.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yes, that should. If you're not a psychopath, but you are a psychopath.
Yeah.
Those are the moments that keep you up at night, and you're saying it to us as if somehow everyone would do that.
Yeah.
Again, if it was just somebody that he witnessed doing something horrific, or just seeing the fog of war and people screaming and losing an arm, I get that.
Right.
That's PTSD for sure, and that makes you horrified at night. I get it. But that's not what he's doing. This guy is doing very evil things. He's admitting to strangling a woman to death.
Yeah.
And he's seeing it as just as part of war. And that's cool. No, you murdered. This is a war crime he's admitting to.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. Let's continue on and then see how he speaks about this drug, Ibogaine, and how it's helping him. That's the context that this all comes up in. Here you go.
But I look back and I was there and I did those things, but there's no more judgment. And the same hand that was choking her was also choking me, and at the same time, I just let go of both.
It's almost like you had this epiphany that we're all one, and you were almost kind of choking yourself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's kind of, there's a beauty to that, and the release.
The release
of that, and that's incredible, and that's something I think that if more people could experience this, and how do you feel about killing today?
Okay, so far Tim Dillon is saying, "Oh, that's release." He's talking about this wonderful thing.
Yeah,
and it really goes beyond what he should be doing as a podcaster.
Yeah,
he should be saying, "Tell me more." That's okay. Okay, so that's the reason why. Okay, yeah. So, and then he says, "How do you feel about killing today?"
Yeah,
and you think to him, what do you think his response is going to be?
I hope he's horrified by it.
Yeah, he could say, look, there's war and there is peace. And I'm here in America, and I'm, murder is a bad thing, killing is a bad thing, and I wouldn't wish it upon anybody.
Yeah.
But this, I'm dealing with this terrible thing that happened back in Iraq, and I ain't going to do it again, of course. Of course not.
Yeah.
You would be wrong.
Oh, God.
Here's his response.
Well, I felt like a part of me died when I went through this 72-hour trip.
Right.
And I did that to perhaps dozens, perhaps more people. So I was able to provide what I was able to experience. So I see death as a liberation. So I have no qualms over the death I delivered to these people. And in some form or another, I'd like to deliver that again.
There's your answer.
That is not good.
So, and Tim Dillon, I think, whether he realizes it or not, he's gotten sucked into this.
Yeah.
Check it out. Let's continue on with his response.
Unbelievable. So you feel comfortable today with killing on a level that maybe you've never felt before.
Absolutely.
This is unreal. Just to hear it from someone, because you imagine what these things could do, these new drugs that Big Pharma doesn't want us knowing about.
Of course.
But you hear from the horse's mouth how impactful this has been. So you believe right now you could go and just kill a woman in front of her children and not feel that sense of guilt or shame.
No shame, no guilt, no mercy, no hesitation. These were the things that were my problem.
Yes, it's no big deal. It's if only we could all kill people and not feel any shame or remorse. What a better society we would be living in.
Yeah.
That's what this is the tone of this podcast.
Yeah.
Right, because so much of what this drug has done is made you understand that this experience that you went through, you can't categorize this in right or wrong or this conventional, morality. This is these are deeper truths of the universe that you are harvesting from within yourself.
Yes. We hang up on certain moments we think define us, but in some ways they do, but they don't have to.
Okay, so then he talks about how this would be great to incorporate into the Ibogaine, this drug, to put into the prison system.
Oh, no.
So
no.
And the military system and the school system, perhaps, is what he says. So it's, this is a wonder drug as far as Tim Dillon and, of course, this guy is advocating how they see it. Okay, so let him. So I'm skipping over a little bit, but it continues on. Here you go.
Because you're really connecting here, in many ways to your true self, not the self that the world has told you to be ashamed of, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, be ashamed of that, or oh, you don't do that, But now you've basically had the realization that everything you did is part of a larger story. Right?
Absolutely. And the guilt and the shame, it's what anchored me to the addiction.
Right. Now, talk about this opioid addiction.
Okay, so then after the opioid addiction, they talked a lot about how he got addicted to opioids. But now that he's taking Ibogaine, he's no longer addicted to opium. He can take it, but he's in control now, you see. It's very interesting. So it's a surface thing is what he calls it. Let's continue on.
Here is the depth of serenity that I've experienced.
This is beautiful because what you've realized is you don't have to sacrifice using opioids to heal yourself.
Listen, a man has to handle his drugs. I love
completely agree. Completely agree. Opioids. 100% completely agree.
I don't let them control me.
No, and I am so excited for this to be given kind of en masse to people. Everyone goes through something that they need to process, Like just the other day, you said that you killed a whole bunch of people in the store. You were angry.
Yeah.
You thought the price of lemons was a little too high, and you felt you needed to take it out on some people. And so you took that machine gun, you killed about 10 people.
About 10, yeah.
And you started feeling guilty about it.
Yeah.
And then you took Ibogaine and you felt better.
I feel so good having. I'm going to do it the next time the price of lemons is a couple of cents higher, because that's how you do it.
Here you go. Let's continue.
Yes.
Wow. This is, first of all, thank you for sharing your time with us, because I know that that this is difficult to talk about some of these things.
It's not difficult.
Right.
It's as easy as anything.
It's just so freeing. So you think right now, if I told you, go into that bank and kill that woman.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely.
Kill that her husband, kill the children.
The way I see it, we're all going to end up with Ibogaine in some way or another. If that's through strangulation, if it's through Ibogaine itself.
Right.
We're all looking for that moment.
Because you're not killing them, you're sending them into another realm.
I'm liberating them from the
yes,
flesh.
yes.
Okay, that's enough about this. He's liberating them.
Yeah.
Now, I really can't tell whether Tim Dillon is just encouraging him to open up.
Yeah.
To get to his real feelings, and that he knows that he's dealing with a psychopath, or whether he thinks this is a great thing.
I really hope it's the first. I really do.
I don't see it. I mean, I'll dig it up later on. We'll try to find, but it almost doesn't matter. The point is that it's coming out as this great thing.
Yeah.
To deal with people's psychosis or some sort of PTSD that they might have had.
Yeah.
You know, they've done something bad, cheated on their wife, which, of course, not the same thing as murder, but they feel guilty about it.
Right.
Any sort of guilt about anything. You've stolen a piece of candy from Whole Foods, where you assume that you actually feel guilty about it. But let's say you don't think that it's a good thing, and you feel guilty about stealing something from a store, and you take the Ibogaine, and all the guilt and shame goes away.
Right.
Cheating on a test, whatever it might be. But in this case, murder.
Yeah.
What if you rape somebody?
Yeah.
And you feel like, well, that's her problem now.
Yeah.
I've liberated her.
Yeah.
What kind of madness is this? So, okay, usually we talk about consequences.
Yeah.
Like, what are the consequences of giving a lot of money to everyone?
Right.
Or having a basic universal income, right? What they call it, or rent control, all the things we talk about. There are consequences to it. What do you think the consequences of making this available en masse, as he says? And what would happen if everyone got this en masse?
Right.
Right. I mean, we talked before about minimum wage and rent control, and what happens when you just pour trillions of dollars into the economy. There will be consequences.
Right.
Or you tell people that they can steal.
Yeah.
Anything less than $1,000, right? These are consequences.
Right.
And we're in the business in this show about talking about consequences.
Right.
So I remember this one guy came up to me asking me to invest in this thing called vaping.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he said, this is going to be great. It's going to allow people to get off of cigarettes. That was the selling point.
Right.
Okay. But it didn't turn out that way.
No.
As we now know.
Yeah.
Now vaping is just an additional thing to cigarette smoking.
Right.
And people can get just as addicted on that.
Yeah.
So much for that, right?
Right.
But this is even worse.
Yeah.
This idea that you can take away someone's guilt or shame and just throw it away. What would happen? I mean, everyone would be doing horrific things.
It's a bad science fiction movie.
Yeah. It really is. You don't have to worry about these things. All these things are good.
Right.
Just take all. So why not take it prophylactically?
Yeah.
Like you take it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Or better yet, you can say, I'm going to take it. I'll commit this murder that I feel bad about doing right now. But, then I'll take Ibogaine.
Yeah.
And no more bad feelings.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be great.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of the book Crime and Punishment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole book of Crime and Punishment, spoiler alert, is that Raskolnikov, the main character, he basically does himself in because of the massive guilt and shame that he feels. That's a great slap against morality.
Yeah,
he's violated the universe.
Right,
and he needs to be punished. He knows that, and so he ends up undoing himself. The cop himself, who's the detective, hasn't got a clue.
Yeah.
That Raskolnikov has been the one who's the actual murderer.
Right.
But eventually he just says, enough, I'm going to go.
Right.
And he admits to the whole thing, and then he goes to jail.
Yeah.
But had Raskolnikov had Ibogaine,
yeah,
that wouldn't have happened, right?
Yeah.
Guilt is important.
Yes.
Shame is important.
Right.
This sense of doom, that you have wronged the universe.
Yeah.
When you commit murder, when you steal, when you lie, all those things, there's a reason why we have those feelings.
Right.
And this monster strangled a woman.
Yeah.
As a tactic.
Yeah.
Not because he had to. Not because some guy came to him with a knife. Let's say it was a child.
Yeah.
13 years old. Came to him with a knife, and he didn't know it was a child, and he whipped around, and he had his own knife, and he killed that child.
Right.
Okay, I can understand the feelings of remorse. I didn't know, or did I know? And all that kind of complicated feelings that you would talk to a psychologist about. This guy planned it ahead of time.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah, yeah.
And for Tim Dillon to say this would be great to give to everyone, to prisoners no less.
It is, yeah.
Why wouldn't they just keep on doing it over and over again? Aren't you inviting people to be monsters?
Yeah.
And then his pretext is, I'm liberating them. What the F?
Yeah. No, that's some psycho stuff. That is nuts. Yeah.
So it's a long theme here, but I'm simply telling you, this is a problem.
Right.
And if this were to be something that you actually take away guilt from somebody, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You would take away one of the core aspects of morality.
Yeah.
That makes us human. God has given us this sense of guilt for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's tied to our sense of morality, that we've done something wrong. And that is the code. It's in our DNA at this point, not because we're biologically built with it, but because the Torah, the Ten Commandments, the New Testament have given the sense of what is right and wrong.
Yeah.
And you want to take that away from them. Won't be a pretty picture, my friends.
No.
Like instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, look, what would happen? Oh man, I shudder to think this.
Yeah.
Wait for it. What would happen if this caught on in the same way that Ozempic has caught on?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
Anyone can get it. Doctor prescribes it. I don't even know if a doctor has to prescribe it.
Yeah.
But let's say even if a doctor does, you say, hey doc, I'm really feeling like I could use this. I've had trouble in my past. He can just fake it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're good to go.
Yeah.
That murder that you committed a couple of years ago, it's cool.
Yeah.
You liberated that person. Right?
Yeah. That murder you're thinking about, no guilt for that either.
So this is not a topic about Ibogaine so much.
Yeah.
As it is about people thinking that that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand there's a difference.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That they would say, wow, what a wonderful thing. Just like Ozempic, a wonderful thing. I have my issues with Ozempic. I'm curious about the side effects. I don't take Ozempic. I will never take Ozempic.
No.
I think it might be a good idea for a short while for people who are truly obese.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 300 pounds or more. Yes, take it just for the immediate help because you don't want to die. But I don't want to talk too much about Ozempic. The point is that this is dangerous.
Yeah.
And the fact that they would talk about this in a wondrous way reflects an increasingly godless society.
Yeah.
If this drug would be available or some sort of, let's say it's an herb, because they didn't have prescription drugs the same way they have today 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But somehow it was available 100 years ago. I think most people would say this is wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you take that away from me? This sense of my belonging to humanity.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Instead, this drug offers liberation from humanity.
Yeah. It is crazy.
Godless world, my friend.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a great consequence that everyone thinks it is.
No.
All right. More to talk about. Of course, we talked about the dinner and the assassination attempt. These people feel like they can do anything. if they were to, God forbid, 1,000 times, kill Trump, then they would feel like they've done something glorious. I stopped a fascist from taking over America. I've liberated America. There you go. How's that for connecting with the theme?
Oh, yeah.
They really think that they would be honored somehow. And they would get to say, again, if Trump were no longer, they would get to say, you know what? I don't preach the killing of anybody, but whisper, whisper, thank God it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Because the trajectory that this country was on with Trump, I shudder to think the fascism, and then it would just continue on for decades. That man may have saved America, whoever that potential assassin would be. I'm telling you, that's what they would do. God forbid that it would ever happen. And it won't happen, God willing. And then when Trump does leave office in January of 2029, we'll be able to say, hey, remember that time that you said he was going to take over the country and be a fascist? What about that?
And they truly believe it. They're like, he'll never leave. And it's like, he already has left. He left.
Exactly.
New
York Times. They did a poll of 12 Trump voters who now say that they regret their vote, and a combination of different words. And they did this poll like, what's your one adjective? I voted for Trump, but now I feel X, and the blank. And then they're supposed to fill in the X. And so the adjectives that they used, worried, frustrated, betrayed. Yes. 12 people.
Wow.
So 12. Be alarmed, people. Because, 12 people means everybody.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's a big sample. That's representative.
How the New York Times doesn't, there got to be smart people there to realize that, listen, 12 people. It's one thing if you say you found 1,200 people, 12,000 people who were Trump voters, and they're all saying similar words. Okay, we can work with that. But 12 people, really? Come on, guys. That's and how did you acquire these people? And are they really Trump voters? For one thing. And even if they were they people that said, I didn't want to vote for Harris, I thought she was worse? Come on. It's just not real journalism.
No.
And by the way, did they ever do anything like this about Biden or Obama? Of course
Never,
not.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are they embarrassed that they couldn't find more than 12?
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing, right? So they're not embarrassed at all. They know how to yell and scream.
Right.
But take a listen to Lee Zeldin, who talks about this to this congresswoman. She's crazy looking. I forget who she is. Rosa DeLauro, I think her name is. Anyway, take a listen and how cool, calm, and collected Lee Zeldin is. And she gets so flummoxed. It's really embarrassing for her. Check it out.
And Compliance Office.
Glyphosate.
Is that your question? I'd say don't. If your cup was filled with glyphosate, I'm telling you as the administrator of EPA, don't drink it.
Thank you so much for agreeing to what we need to
I don't know what the
do
question
all
was.
along.
You're holding up a cup saying glyphosate. Don't drink it. Don't inject it.
Maybe you should try doing that. Okay, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to move on to a second question, Mr. Chairman.
I hope it's not as long as the first one.
Well, it wouldn't have been prolonged, except that it's interesting.
Yeah, we come with facts. We have answers.
Go ahead. And then there's more. Check this out.
When climate change is flooding our streets, poisoning our air, driving up healthcare and disaster costs, how can the EPA justify abandoning that duty to protect Americans to appease polluters under the false flag of economic growth?
Following the law, Section 202 of the Clean Air Act, where does it say anything about fighting global climate change? Loper Bright, Supreme Court case, you familiar with it?
No, I maybe others are. I'm not, but let me ask.
But that's really important. As a member of Congress, Loper Bright says that we, as an agency, don't have the authority to get creative. If Section 202 of the Clean Air Act,
no, but you don't have. Excuse me. You do not have the right to say climate change does not exist. That it's a hoax, and that's where this administration is coming from.
I understand you're upset that you don't know what Loper Bright is. Do you know what the major policies doctrine is?
I'm upset because
you know what the major policies doctrine is.
You know what? Let me just.
You're a member of Congress. You should know.
Well, you're you have moved from someone who defended the environment to all of a sudden
being very defensive about not knowing the two biggest landmark Supreme Court cases of the last year with regards to your question.
You are very defensive about changing your policy and your positions with regard to the environment.
Okay.
Now, you just tell
Do you want me to tell you what the two biggest Supreme Court cases are of the last few years?
This is what I want you
Michigan
to tell
versus
me.
EPA.
Whoa.
West Virginia versus EPA.
You know, you're here because you need money from us. So halt for the second and wait for the questions and answer the questions.
Well, I answered your question,
No, you
and
didn't.
you didn't like my answer because you
did
don't
not
know what
answer the
Loper-Bright is,
question.
because you don't know what the major policies doctrine is,
Chairman,
because you're asking me about Section 202 of the Clean Air Act, and you don't read it. You don't know what it says.
Listen, and what you want to do is to deny.
No, I actually read the law. I do my homework.
Really?
You're just somebody who likes to have the microphone on. You know what I have to do? I read the law.
You know,
I
Mr.
read the
Chairman, I
Supreme
don't have
Court
to listen
cases.
to this, and I would say
No,
this,
what you should do for your constituents is actually read statute.
The budget is at real risk.
Read
Let
your
me tell
Supreme
you,
Court.
This is the Appropriations Committee.
Okay, I think that's enough. But I will say that, and I want to make this very clear, I'm very comfortable with my heterosexuality. I'm a straight man. But right now, I'm very turned on by Lee Zeldin. How about that? And I'm less turned on by that purple-haired woman.
Yeah. Really, her anger didn't do it for you?
No. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if she was one of the women screaming and doing a TikTok video like with all the other women.
Yeah.
You know, disappointed that Trump wasn't assassinated. That I mean, she fits right in with that crowd.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's older, but
Much
she's
older.
not different.
Yeah.
Than these two people. So I think she would be celebrating. She's the kind of Democrat that would be celebrating Trump's death.
Yeah.
Very strange people out there.
Yeah.
We really have strange people. Anyway, there's more about this, and I love talking about this. So Al Gore is out there speaking about global warming, right?
Yeah. Speaking about like calm men. Yeah.
So you thought that he was gone. It's like he's returned.
Oh, okay.
Right? Just like your movie, The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
You know, that's returned, and you were very happy about it, and I had to get you back to work, and it was a little bit a struggle. But now I think you're over it. You're ready for it, and we've talked about it, and you took some Ibogaine, and you're good. You don't feel any remorse about, screwing up on work. Okay, here we go. Al Gore is talking about the new climate warning. Here you go.
There's a whole big article summarizing the recent dire warnings of the scientists who found yet more confirmatory information that this is a very real threat within the next 25 years.
If that happens and the Gulf Stream ceases to exist as we know it, we're in an ice age in like 10 years.
No. It would take long, but it would be bad.
But it would be bad.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing about this is that, so he's now predicting global cooling. It's like, I don't get that. Like, you pick a lane.
Or he could be like, we saved us from global warming, but guess what? We went too far. Now it's global cooling.
Yes.
Which it was in the 70s and 80s.
Use carbon, people.
Yeah.
So does he realize how he's contradicting himself?
Yeah.
I mean, everything about the global warming scare is self-contradicting, right? The idea that people, I mean, no doubt Al Gore owns, what is it? He owns like 7 mansions, all of which are running on air conditioning and such. Even if they were running, very limited supply. Why 7 houses?
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then all the other celebrities and, politicians who have houses on the waterfront.
Yeah.
These same coastal lines that are going to be flooded because of global warming, right? It's very funny. And here he is, I think 20 years ago, talking exactly about how everything is going to be gone in just so much time.
There is a 75% chance that the entire North Polar ice cap during some of the summer months could be completely ice-free within the next 5 to 7 years. And Bob used a figure of 2030. And the volumetric analysis leads this Dr. Maslowski to make that projection. We will find out.
Okay, yes, we have found out.
Yeah.
And we're at 2026 now, 4 years away from your latest doomsday year.
Yeah.
And you've been wrong all this time. And now, again, you'll be the same thing.
Yeah.
And this is when he was a much younger man. You can see it on his face that he's obviously much younger. Or
I had friends terrified that Manhattan was going to be underwater. Terrified.
Yeah.
Like what he did to the world was so cruel.
He and all the other global warming enthusiasts, they're dictators. I mean, they were trying to dictate. That's the real fascism.
Yeah.
That if you don't do that, you're an evil person. You need to be shut down. You need to be arrested if you didn't advance the global warming scare.
Right.
All right. Iran and Israel, all the war development such. So the Iranian regime is in serious, serious trouble.
Nice. Yeah.
And economically, they're going to fall apart. The New York Times, however, are trying to say that Trump's negotiators are now dealing with the consequences of their decision to go to war with Iran, which Trump made over the objections of many of his national security advisors at the time.
Yeah.
Underscoring the challenges, Mr. Trump abruptly called off on Saturday a round of nuclear talks with Iran and Pakistan. Because he's so fickle, he's so bombastic and temperamental.
Yeah.
Who knows? What this all is going. He's a madman. This Trump guy. Never mind that this is such a well orchestrated war, and now it's not even a war anymore.
Right.
It is no longer a war. We are blockading the Strait of Hormuz, and we're creating economic issues for Iran.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
Nice. Yeah.
And we're doing so much more through that. I mean, we had to get to the point where we could do that.
Right.
Than the kinetic part of the war.
Yeah.
And now, they're all running around with their like chickens with their heads cut off. There's infighting within the leadership, such as it is.
Nice.
The people are not getting any water. They're not getting electricity. We're starving them out, basically. Right. And the good news is the Iranian people would be are actually happy about this. What I'm not hearing from the New York Times and the liberal media, generally speaking, is what you would hear if this were Israel doing it to Gaza.
Right.
If Israel were basically starving them out, not allowing them to have electricity and such, they would say, "Oh, this is a form of torture. This is a form of genocide, for that matter."
Oh, yeah, they'd say that. Yeah.
But when America does it, basically to Iran, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to pop it into the heads of any of these liberal maniacs, because they might very well say, "Well, we got the idea from the Barak Lurie podcast." Yeah, not from the Devin Goodman podcast, mind you. So, New York Times says the Trump administration has the war has cost $25 billion at this point.
Okay.
Yes, suddenly they're shocked by the cost of things.
Yeah.
Yes. Frankly, I'm surprised it's not 5 times as much.
Yeah.
I mean, $25 billion sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
For a whole war up to this point, very impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you for your efficiency.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right.
But this is from the same group of people that had no problem just pouring trillions, literally trillions, into nothing. I mean, all the Doge things we saw.
Yeah.
Far worse than this.
Right. Oh my
U.S.
God.
aid. What was it called? Yeah.
Yeah. USAID. Yeah.
ID. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That they had no problem with. There was far more than $25 billion in each of these ridiculous things. At least we're crippling Iran.
Yeah.
And doing it efficiently. I think.
Right.
And bad news for the New York Times and everyone else who was against this war. It turns out that contrary to their assertion that somehow America is against this war.
Yeah.
It's a very unpopular war.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It turns out that the Newsmax latest national survey makes one thing unmistakably clear. American voters continue to support Trump's decisive action to stop Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons, and that support is strengthening, not fading.
Nice.
Key findings from the April 8 to 15 national poll, 1,000 likely voters, plus a 3.1% margin of error.
Yeah.
Majority of voters, 52%, approve of the military action, while 40% disapprove. Support is overwhelming among Republicans, 87%.
Yeah.
But that notably extends across party lines, with 28% of Democrats and 23% of Harris voters also approving.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Voters who watched Trump's address directly support military action by a decisive 67% to 29%.
Wow.
So if they saw him actually explaining it, they're for it.
Right.
Regardless of party lines.
Oh, nice.
So this is very good. It's a big lie that New York Times would have you believe that somehow they're really not for this war.
Right.
This is Vietnam.
Yeah.
Boom. But notwithstanding that, the reason why I think they're so hot to trot about fighting the popularity of this war, and for that matter, the war itself, and saying it's a losing war, and just kind of feeding this mantra, is because they know that if Trump wins this war, and I think he already has, but if it succeeds in toppling the Iranian regime, which would be wonderful, that would carry him across the finish line for the midterm elections, and would make him unbelievably popular. They can't have that.
No, they cannot.
So that is the issue. Now, the other thing you've noticed is, that they are so hot to see the loss of this war.
Yeah.
Because of Trump, like I said.
Right.
They don't say, well, we really hate the Iranian regime. These guys are monsters. But, does Trump really have a plan?
Yeah.
I could live with that. We could fight about that. But they want him to fail. And they say it. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is a bad war. The Iranians are better organized than we are. I've heard all these things.
Yeah.
And the last part is so absurd. I can't believe that they would think these madmen who are holding on to this country and trying to fight, are willing to lose. It is now almost $500 million a day.
Wow.
In oil revenue loss.
Yeah.
They're willing to suffer through that. And then, of course, the anger of their people, so that they can still have the ability to throw nuclear bombs at Israel, Europe, and America.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Right.
It's not because they won't become a democracy. It's not because we want them to just, to get rid of their regime. It's not because we just don't want them having nuclear ambitions. We want them to surrender everything about that. But they're so dedicated to destroying Israel, Europe, and America, especially Israel, that they're willing to die for it.
Yeah.
That's how crazy they are.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
So Democrats are trying to make it hard for Israel to succeed, for that matter. They're trying to block the arms sales to Israel. Initiated, sponsored by your friend, my friend, Bernie Sanders. Okay? What an embarrassment this guy is.
No, he's horrible.
Yeah, it's right. So now it's time for Is She Drunk or Not? Kamala Harris.
But always lovely and charming.
She's so charming.
Always lovely and charming. Yeah.
So check this out. Here she is speaking, and it wants you to know that this was all, an effort it was all pulled by Netanyahu.
He entered a war, got pulled into it by Bibi Netanyahu. Let's be clear about that. Entered a war that the American people do not want, putting at risk American service members.
Okay, drunk or not?
She sounded pretty sober.
Yeah, I'm going to go with sober on this one.
Or possibly stoned high, but yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That could be.
I'm
going to say this is a one beer speech.
Really?
Yeah. I think there was a beer in this one. I think there's always at least one beer in her.
So it was like a breakfast, or
yes, it's the theory that it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah,
in the world, right? Anyway, that clip was from Precision Politics. Thanks very much for that. That explains a little bit of the music in the background there, but it was a much more clear recording, so I used that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, the comment itself is absurd.
Yeah.
This is it's not just absurd; it's dangerous.
Yeah.
To say that Trump was pulled by Bibi Netanyahu, it's trying to stoke these not just anti-Israel flames, but anti-Semitic flames.
Yeah.
And these are tropes that have really been dangerous to the Jewish people.
Yeah.
And now to Israel. And she doesn't realize how this has happened, throughout the centuries. This is exactly what they do.
Yeah.
And she's, performing her role in this very dangerous mission.
She is adding to it. She's just
adding
throwing
to it.
gas on the fire.
And she has zero evidence.
No.
Zero. We know that she has zero evidence. You think that Netanyahu could control Trump of all things? I mean, really, look, I'd love to have any sort of influence, but the reality is that the reason why Trump is going with this war is because it's good for America.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the presidents we've had, the past 10 presidents, including Reagan, Obama, Biden, Bush, and the son Bush, and for that matter, Clinton, these people have no backbone compared to Trump. And you're telling me that Trump would be the one pulled by Netanyahu?
Yeah.
If Netanyahu could pull Trump, then he could certainly play Obama. He could certainly have played Biden. Are you telling me that Biden and Obama were tougher than Trump?
Yeah.
That's nonsense. Anyway, I hope people are seeing this. I hope they understand the madness of this. Okay. One of the interesting things here is that the UAE has just left OPEC.
Really?
After 60 years.
Wow.
Okay. I want you to understand something. This is a major, major shift.
Yeah.
Because now OPEC will not be able to control UAE, United Arab Emirates, which means UAE will be able to produce as much oil as they damn well pleased.
Yeah.
It's not this oligopoly that has always been.
Right.
They always agreed it's price fixing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what they did. If it were an organization, if it was an industry in America, that they would be sued for antitrust violations.
Right.
But they're not in America, and so they can do whatever they damn well please. And here UAE says, you know what? I want to make my own money. We're going to make tons of money. And they're going to flood the market with oil that they previously couldn't under OPEC.
Yeah. And they're past the Strait of Hormuz too, right?
Yeah.
They can directly just go, they don't need to deal with it. Yeah.
Right around it.
Yeah.
And what people don't know is this is such a huge moment in time.
Yeah.
Devin, I'm telling you, this is a huge moment. This is going to make the other members of OPEC say, well, if they get to do whatever oil production they want, I want to do whatever oil production I want.
They would be leaving money on the table if they don't.
Yeah. Exactly. It's why would you not go to that?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, you have several employees and another company, sets up shop next door and they offer 3 times as much in the salary.
Yeah.
And, everyone feels pretty loyal to the original guy and he's promising him this and that. But then one place says, you know what, I think I'm going to just go to the other company.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, everyone else goes.
Right.
That's what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
By the way, please stay in my firm, please. Kidding around. Kidding.
I'm going back to OPEC.
That's right. That'd be funny if you went back to OPEC. I'm here to help.
Hey, guys. Yeah.
That's right. I heard what happened with UAE, and I'm going to help you.
No one ever liked UAE. It's
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is an amazing thing. Huge things are going to change in this.
Yeah.
Just wait. Okay. Waltz in Minnesota, Governor Waltz is trying to steal credit for the FBI Minnesota fraud probe. Can you believe it?
He's always in favor of it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've always been at war with Eurasia.
Yeah.
Yes.
We hate Oceania. Yeah.
Yes. So here is Waltz actually touting the fraud raids.
Yeah.
And you just got to listen to this because this is the guy that has turned such a blind eye to it and now is outraged that people are actually going into Minnesota to raid these operations, all this fraud that was going on. And he was outraged about that. And now that it's happening, he's taking credit for it.
Right.
Okay.
We've created additional checks and balances. We brought on more investigators, more auditors, more law enforcement agencies, as well as an outside firm to take a look at high-risk programs. People who have ripped us off are getting caught, and they are going to jail, just like today. I've said the buck stops with me. And as I know some of you will take that as an open invitation to play politics with every incident of fraud that takes place here in Minnesota, even though I have to tell you, the statistics show it's happening in red states more than here, but so be it.
Okay, that's BS.
Yeah.
Okay, the last part, that's BS. It's happening more in red states, but so be it. I'm being targeted.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, he's taking credit for this. That's shameful. But then again, that's the same thing with what Democrats do, generally speaking. When Ronald Reagan was in power and he completely revamped the economy, they try to take credit for that.
Yeah.
Every time something good happens, they will take credit for it.
Right.
It's just Bill Clinton, for example. The economy did pretty well under Bill Clinton because he, continued on the policies of the Bush administration and the Reagan administration. He understood that, and then, but more importantly, he also kind of went along with Newt Gingrich. With what is a Contract for America.
Yeah, which was amazing.
It was an amazing thing, and he was against the welfare reform.
Yeah,
fought tooth and nail against it. But then when he saw that America was going to go for it, he got in front of that parade and then considered it his biggest accomplishment as president. The thing that he was fighting for.
Yeah.
So nothing has changed.
No.
Plus ça change. C'est plus la même, as they say in French. The more things change, right?
Yeah.
it's funny, and hopefully everyone can see right through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so James Comey.
Yep.
He was arrested again.
He's gotten 86th.
Yes.
Yeah.
He might be 86th in the way that he wants it to be.
Yeah.
Which is to be just thrown into jail.
Yeah.
But he's arrested for threatening and transmitting false information and threats across state lines. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Then you might wonder about the timing of this because it came right after the attack on the correspondents' dinner.
Yeah.
Right, where Trump was almost assassinated. And if it wasn't intended that way, that release, and I don't think it was, it may have come at a very fortuitous time for Trump in a sense, like, well, you just tried to kill me, and now you've got this Democrat, well-known Democrat, well, maybe not Democrat necessarily, but anyway, James Comey, a very unliked person who had previously shown contempt for me and hatred for me, and now he wants to kill me.
Yeah.
So he's just one among many, and this is the culture of violence that you're pursuing.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's just coincidental.
Right.
But because it is what it is, the grand jury was deciding it before the attempted assassination.
Yeah.
So fair enough. But here's the question I have. Like when people are saying, oh, this is so ridiculous. How can they do this? This is just a simple photo, 8647. It can mean anything. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Do you really think that in this grand jury investigation, when they were presenting evidence, that all they did was show a picture of the seashells? That's it?
Yeah.
Well, look at these seashells. Oh my gosh, aren't you outraged? And they would say, I don't know. And then you keep on showing it over and over again. That's what you think happened?
Yeah.
Of course there's much more.
Yeah.
There are texts and emails and all sorts of other exchanges and other witnesses who can testify as to the intent of James Comey. That all they would have to show is that he really hated Trump.
Right.
With a passion.
Yeah.
And look, I think it's still going to be a tough road to hoe.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a criminal investigation that's beyond a reasonable doubt, and you're trying to prove intent.
Yeah.
So both of those things are really challenging. On the other hand, it might be that there is something else that they're going after.
Yeah.
Because Comey, during the investigation with discovery and everything else, they might find other issues that might come out. Might be perjury issues, might be process issues.
Right.
There's a lot of things, and other people might get dragged in. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would bring this case only knowing that they're going to lose it.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's the way they angle these things. So, look, I'm supportive of it. I do think that we're missing a lot of the evidence, and that is the reason why the grand jury returned the indictment in the first place. It's got to be something serious there. So there's something wrong with this James Comey character. He hates him.
Yeah.
And not only that, but Comey also wrote a book in which, the things that he said in the book, and he actually did an audible with his own voice. I think that's going to be used against him.
I hope so.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he might have regretted writing the book, at least that chapter of the book.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about we talked before the SPLC last week, so I don't think I'll get too much into that. But it really is interesting how much they were trying to, they paid the KKK and Nazi groups, $1 million to an affiliate of the National Alliance, $300,000 to an affiliate of the Aryan Nations, $270,000 to a Unite the Right member, which is, a wacky white supremacist group. It's not anything to do with the right as they would like it to be.
Oh, yeah.
$73,000 to a former Ku Klux Klan members. I cannot pronounce Ku Klux Klan. I don't think I could ever be a member of them.
That is one of their tests.
Not only because I completely disagree
right.
with their ideology, which I think is madness and horrific, but I just couldn't pronounce the name.
Yeah, because you want to add an L to the first word, but it's not there.
You can't do it.
Yeah, it's a coup, not
it's
clue.
Coup. It's, okay, I think it's clue. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would always be making that mistake, and they would say, you know what, Barak, nice to know you, but you just maybe you should go with another organization.
You'd get washed out in the first week. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Major story, the Virginia story, the gerrymandering case. Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Supreme Court decision came down just now.
Yeah.
This morning, saying that the gerrymandering that Louisiana had done was purely racial gerrymandering.
Yep.
And it was unconstitutional. Period.
Nice.
End of story. And
wow.
all these other gerrymandering things that they were doing are largely on racial lines.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking at 19 to 20 congressional seats that may flip red.
Wow.
Because of this.
Yeah.
So, and the Virginia results, I don't know if you know about this story.
Yeah.
Also, I think that the Virginia Supreme Court has come down and said they are not going to they're not going to reverse the prohibition of the gerrymandering suggestion that the Virginia just did.
Yeah.
Which was an absurd. I mean, if you were to look at it, it's so absurd.
It's horrible. Yeah.
First of all, it violated their actual timing of things and actually the standards of how they can gerrymander at all. Saying nothing about how Spander, what's her name? Spangerber or whatever. And it won't matter. She'll have her 15 minutes and then she's out. But she professed to be a moderate, and she's clearly a wacky radical.
Right.
She clearly lied to the Virginian people. It's a shame that they only have one term tenures, because there's nothing for her to run re-election on, so she can go crazy this entire time. But she's going to destroy the Democrat base for this, and the brand for that matter. So I'm excited about the result of this. That means that Virginia will not have this crazy gerrymandering that they were hoping for, which would have gained them approximately 4 or 5 more congressional seats than they had before. So the games cannot be played.
Right.
In the meantime, Texas's gerrymandering, which actually undid a lot of bad gerrymandering from the past, made it more fair. It's going to inure to the benefit of conservatives, and that has been upheld.
Right.
Same thing with Florida. Apparently, they are also upholding the gerrymandering to the extent you want to call it gerrymandering. They're redistricting in Florida, so that's going to hold too. So all things, it looks better for the Republicans. Now, will that mean that we'll be able to stem the tide and continue to control the Congress? I don't know.
You don't know, yeah.
But it's better for us regardless.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to leave with one very cute. No, I wouldn't say cute. A very nice story, and I mean it. And I want to give credit to, wait for it, Justice Sotomayor.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Go her.
Yeah. And this happened a couple of weeks ago, but I want to give her credit, and I'm not saying this sarcastically. Right. I really mean it. She apologized for her highly personal criticism of Justice Kavanaugh at the University of Kansas School of Law last week.
Nice.
She criticized her colleague while discussing his views in an immigration-related case. It was a little nasty.
Yeah.
And she said that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that.
That's really
She said it very clearly. She didn't say, but, it's just, it's this damn lying Johnson. She didn't say anything like that.
Yeah.
I think it was very classy on her part. I want to say nothing more than that about her.
That's great.
Politics aside, this was first class.
Yeah.
And it makes me respect her more. What can I say? I don't agree with her opinions.
Right.
But I do respect her.
Yeah.
For this. She's not a crazy person.
Yeah.
In my mind anymore. I wish other Democrats would take her lead. But look at the effect it has on us.
Yeah.
We respect it. So she's raised my impression of her by a lot. I likely won't agree with her, like I said, on anything.
Right.
But I know at least that she's thoughtful.
Yeah.
And that is, hopefully bridging a gap. And I do hope people listen to her.
Yeah. I do.
All right, folks. With that, hopefully this rapprochement, this détente that I'm offering to the Democrats, take a lesson, learn from Justice Sotomayor. Really, your life is not consumed by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You don't have to let him be the center of your solar system, like I said before. And by God, by all means, please, by God's good graces, don't take Ibogaine. All right? Because the things that you are saying now and doing now, you may regret later on. Yeah. And no amount of Ibogaine will help you in that department. All right, folks. Thanks so much for listening today to the podcast. Thank you, Devin, for being here as well. Also, remember to like this podcast. Please subscribe to this podcast. It means so much to us, and it helps us grow. We think we're doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we hope that we're entertaining to you, and that we provide good insights into all the day's news and the infusion of God in the whole mix, which I think is everything.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Barak Lurie signing off, saying God bless, be strong, and we'll talk with you next week.